Hello guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you've stuck with me through all this time, thank you. I appreciate you very much. It's time for another message. I've just been doing general messages. I really am wanting to get into signs again, but it's not happening right now, you guys. I can't. It's just general message. So there is a lot going on, you guys. So much energies going through that are really big changes and shifts over years of not just years of transits and stuff in your charts. So we're going to just start with kind of overall here. We're going to take a deep breath. See what the message is today. I was just kind of called up here. I know we are getting ready to have there's so much Neptune stuff, Mars, Uranus stuff, the North and South Node stuff. There's a lot. What do we need to hear today, Spirit? And whenever you find this, there may be something in it for you. So definitely it's not just for now. I just can tell you right now, we are going through a lot of energy. Interconnected. And I take this a lot. It's just everything being connected, your body, physicality, to your spirituality, to each other, to the plants, to the animals, all that. Like everything is interconnected. I will read that. We will see what the book has for us. I still did not make a table of contents for this, you guys, so I just need to do that. This book doesn't have one, so it kind of takes up some time here. I don't have my normal chair in here today either. We've been using it down at the table, so I might look lower than I usually do. Well, there we go. Here it is. Okay. It shows the lungs, and I did feel the need to take a really deep breath as I was shuffling. It was just a need to breathe, kind of take in everything. I've been reading a lot, but it's kind of crazy because one of the books I was reading said, the same breath that somebody breathes in China or across the seas reaches you within. You're breathing the same stuff. It's just interesting how what I exhale, you may inhale across the world. Like it's that goes back to kind of that mycelium energy. I was really getting a lot of downloads and a lot of stuff on that. But that's what this is really feeling like. Once again, it's that connected mycelium, invisible-ish. You can't see it, but you're connected to it energy. So that is what I'm getting with that. It says you are one part of an infinite, multidimensional mosaic. Invisible, yet almost tangible threads connect us to everything and connect everything to us. Our similarities, such as human lungs, looking and serving most exactly like a tree's root system. It is going to that root system. That's where I was getting this mycelium stuff. It's there, it's really, it's unbelievable, like how connected everything is to everything else. And we are to each other, you guys. We are a part of nature. Vastly outnumber. So it's saying, in looking and serving almost exactly like a tree's root system. Vastly outnumber our differences. The more energy and oxygen you give to those invisible threads, the more you can feel that breathtaking connection to all that surrounds you. And that is the real stuff that surrounds you. This isn't just Neptunian energy. I know with all this Neptune energy moving it through the last parts of it, the last bit, it's like this, and Saturn, and it's just this reality kind of setting in a different way than what we've been experiencing. It's still very real. There's nothing, it's actually even more real. It's even more obviously like after this whole last year or 2 years, it's just, especially this last year, and I would even go as far to narrow it down to say like 6, 7 months. It's just been super, the stuff that's not seen is just, it really does make itself very clearly seen, and you can clearly feel it and feel connected to it. It's just a matter of slowing down and taking your time to take it all in. Breathe, take it all in, and be a part of it. And that has been the energy over the last year or two, is this integration energy of becoming a part of the reality, real, and knowing that all the stuff that we don't see and the stuff that a lot of people may dismiss as not real is very real, and it's very connected to you. And I feel like this is just an important step for us in our evolution and in our you can call it awakening, you can call it evolution, you can call it gaining a higher understanding. You can say it's, getting in touch with your highest self. It's becoming all that you actually are, and connected to all that you actually are connected to. It's owning, surrendering, and acknowledging everything you are a part of and everything that's a part of you. That's a message coming in. You are being asked to cultivate these threads, to tend to them, and help to make new connections. Seek out more similarities within the mosaic. Add more pieces to it. The more ways you are connected to the realms all around you, the further your soul can expand and travel. More connections means more pathways, leading you to places other than the plane of existence you currently reside in. Traveling on these pathways, which you have helped to build, can take your soul to places you never could have imagined. Kind of unbelievable energy. It's really neat. So let's get a actually, let's just, before I start to get the tarot and an overall here, let's just get a little shopping going on here. I love the smell of it. Okay. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and get an overall energy for this message, which that was kind of a, it says something about what I feel like this message is going to be about, is being connected. And we got the Four of Stars. Wow, that's crazy. That's from the actual tarot deck, not the, so these decks have the same backing. This is actually, so I got to show you this. On the bottom, we got sacrifice, the heart, and then we got the lungs, but it's like a typed print. It says this is like the major arcana, and then we got the tarot over here, which has like this cursive, we got the Page of Moons. We got this cursive writing, and somehow this had gotten mixed in. This last time I did a reading, I'm just making sure there isn't any other cards mixed in here. I don't know what I was thinking. Probably just putting them up, not thinking too much about what I was doing. That was let me just, hold on one second. Okay, it looks like there was no other ones mixed in, but it did have the old, reading in it, the other reading, so that might be actually related to this. We have it's interesting, we got the Wheel of Fortune. We have that Four of Stars, the King of Moons, like the King of Cups, the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Emperor. Those aren't really even, I don't even think those were in the last reading. That's really strange. Maybe these energies will come in, but for now, Sorry, let me get back on track. Let me give these a quick shuffle. The King of Moons, the King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Stars. I feel like I might have to watch the last video and see if those energies were in the reading. Honestly, I can't remember. All right, let's go back to getting this overall major energy. Okay, we got the moon. Weird. Okay, we did just have our Cancer new moon. We are going to have a Capricorn full moon at the end of the month, like the 22nd or so. The moon has, I do remember last reading, I believe, there was the new moon energy in it. And this is showing a very full moon looking ahead. And there is like some confusion about like kind of even just what happened. So there's like some kind of confusion, it feels like, about what to connect to or how you're connected to something. If this resonates, this could be part of your story. There is a feeling of kind of trying to see the bigger picture, and connect to the bigger picture, but still feeling almost distanced from it. That's what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and get our tarot. Okay. You got the Hermit, maybe purposely staying disconnected right now from something that you are a part of, something that you are connected to do some self-reflection or some contemplation or some deep soul searching, some deep seeking. Okay, that's what the Hermit is. It's going and seeking deeply within yourself the things that are trying to connect to you. I feel that a lot with the Hermit. Like it's crazy because, you know, it feels very free. Hermit energy can feel very free because there's just nothing in your way of doing whatever, searching, seeking, digging deep within the self, contemplating. There's nothing really distracting the Hermit. He makes sure the archetypal energy, it's just make sure it's far enough away from everything to be able to do and hear and understand what is being brought up to the surface for the Hermit to look at and then integrate honestly within himself. So this is a lot of deep searching of like, what am I connected to? Maybe why do I feel like there's something between me and it, even though I know I'm connected to it? We got the King of Moons came out again. That is, I believe Cups. I'm Cups in this. So like the King of Cups. Being very in control, maybe also a way to kind of control your own emotions and stay distanced from maybe a lot of emotional energy around you that you know you may be connected to, but you just kind of don't really need to think about it. There's something here a lot of people may be thinking about that they're connected to. They may feel distanced from, they may feel blocked from, but they know they're a part of the situation or the person, the place, whatever. And just kind of isolating themselves from it, even though there's a connection here, and it's bigger. It's a bigger connection than just what you see and understand. That's what I'm getting. And then we got the Two of Moons, which is like the Two of Cups, a card of very strong connected energy, and balancing energy, connected energy. It's very intuitive. It's very watery. It's very love. It's the water energy. So it's very balanced, and it complements. Like there's something here that it's complementive of whatever this is you could be distancing yourself from, or maybe even contemplating like why you may feel distant from it. There's a knowing that you're not. There's a knowing here that, yes, this is balance. This is balance. That's what I'm getting. This is balance, and this is equal value to me and I to it, or whatever the situation. Or we got the Knight of Wands also, and this is a card of obviously taking some action, like wanting to take some action, knowing that this is something you want, or you already are. It's not that you want to be a part of it. You already are connected to this. You already are. There's just this thinking about it. I'm just getting this thinking, really, really, really big thinking about like everything you're connected to. Maybe not just this one thing. And maybe even asking or seeking a sign or a message through your deeper or higher self, or the universe with the feather there. You could be actually looking for signs that this is something you are connected to, and this is something you understand on a really deep psychic emotional level. You understand it, and this could be a really it feels mature, and but it also feels like seeking. It also feels like looking for this, almost like a sign to take action is what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and see what's at the bottom here. And we got the Nine of Moons. Wow, so many moons, so many moons. The moon energy is, it's watery, it's intuitive, it's beautiful energy. Nine of Moons. This is lots of good feelings. This is lots of happiness and lots of security in your emotional, maybe the emotional work you've been doing, all that, and you're still looking at something here going. And maybe it's just a sitting back maturely and knowing you're connected and just waiting for the right time to take some action towards something you even might feel even drawn to. You already know you're connected to it. Maybe it's weird because I'm getting like, it's almost like thinking about how this is going to be activated or how this is going to get put into action. Maybe not even so much what you need to do. Just sit and kind of wait. With your nine of moons here, there's a feeling here of being okay exactly where you are without any further. But there's still this feeling of feeling disconnected from, not in a bad way disconnected. Like I said, it could be like a purposeful disconnecting or a purposeful distancing from just busyness, and because there's a feeling here of already kind of knowing that there's this connection. And I don't feel like it's just one connection. I feel like it's a multitude of things you may be looking at going, wow, I see how that's connected now. And actually, this is a real energy that has been coming through. It's like, even looking at like the last year or two, you're like, wow, I see how that ran to this, and this runs to that, and this, it's like that domino energy, domino effect. What do we got here? The Ten of Wands. Oh, this is having a lot of releasing. Maybe that's just this moment before releasing this, what's feeling like that disconnected feeling. Although you're not disconnected, maybe that's what you're getting ready to surrender, is this, or maybe even all the work you have done. Like saying, okay, I'm done with this part. Now I'm like sitting here and contemplating like how happy I am, how much work I've done. And I see the connection. I see the connection between me and others, me and everything outside and inside of myself. And just kind of watching, and the wands to me is very spiritual. So it doesn't necessarily, but it's passionate. It's fiery, but it's spirit to me. It's a lot of it's that energy. It's that magic energy. It's that spiritual energy. So there's like a feeling here of kind of waiting for, it's not even waiting. It's almost like you already know. You already know that like there's action being taken. Maybe something you can't see, since it's interconnected. It says, there's things you're connected to you don't see and don't understand. But I feel like you do. There's something you do understand is being connected and is being acted upon. But I don't think it's necessarily about you. I think you understand even on a deeper level that there's no action required here, except for maybe what I'm feeling is like releasing the idea or the facts that the idea that you need to work harder or push yourself more for something to happen when it's already happening. It's just, it may not be physically visible to you, but I feel like you can feel it. That's the energy I'm getting with all these moons. I'm getting a very intuitive, like knowing that you are connected to that, and you may feel separated from it, and that could just be the physicality of it, but it is, something's happening. Something very active is happening in the ether, okay? In the ethers. So let's go ahead and get a couple more, guys. Interesting. Knight of Swords. This is, once again, communication. We're talking about some communication here. There is some feeling of wanting to communicate something or get a message across. And thinking, Swords is intellectual. It's thinking, it's the mind. But it's thinking a lot. It's taking a lot of, there may just be a lot of mind activity and spiritual activity going on behind the scenes, because physically I'm seeing stillness. I'm seeing like a quiet maturity. I'm seeing like, a sitting back and looking out at everything and kind of just thinking a lot about it. And by feeling, I don't mean like it's totally emotional. I mean, it's like very intuitive. It's very like spiritual. I'm getting a very spiritual, deep energy here. And then we got the Eight of Wands. This is communication. This is messages. So you could be just sitting here watching all this happen, knowing, oh, I know why that's happening, or I can see now why that happened, or this has all been connected. This has all been for a purpose. And these are the messages. This does not have to be actual physical messages. This can be downloads. This can be getting channeled. This can be going down a rabbit hole and learning so much. This is something being relayed to you or sent to you. Could be. And it could be, there's strong Mercury. You can have really strong Mercury going on right now. And Mercury doesn't have to be, it's very messengery, and by that it doesn't necessarily have to come through the mouth of man. It can come through energy, spirit. So that is really cool. There is a lot of messages here. I think you are, whoever this is resonating with, or we are contemplating like what we are actually receiving and getting and understanding. And I feel like those messages may very well be to release whatever. Release doing more, pushing yourself more, carrying more. There is a feeling here. I'm going to pull another card on that, but the Five of Moons, and here it's just releasing what could have been, should have been, all that, and see what's actually there. Contemplate what's actually sitting in front of you. It's interesting because, with the Five of Cups or the Five of Moons, there's these two cups that the person can't see because they're behind him. They're hidden from him. They're not really hidden from him. He could turn around and see it, but he's so busy staring at the three cups that have spilled and are no longer a beneficial or even a part of it. They play no part that's beneficial in his life. It's just, at that point, you're kind of just mulling and wasting your time looking at something that is no longer. But there is definitely something here that is, okay? Because we got the two moons up at the top. Like, there's something you're connected to, and there may be some stuff happening here. I'm getting, like, some stuff happening that may feel like you've put a lot on yourself. And it's time to release, like, and it could be a lot of like disconnecting yourself from something that is there and something you are connected to and something you're a part of, because you may have found yourself kind of needing to do some work here and release some old burdens from the past that are still holding you back from energetically really connecting, truly energetically connecting to what is here. There is definitely something here, like, and it's special, and it's whether this is just that knowing and that intuition and that wisdom, or this is a partnership, or this is this could be lots of things that you just haven't been connecting to. You've been in hermit energy, thinking, I gotta let go of, like, this is a lot of work, it is. Hermit energy is work. But there's a lot here that's been gained at the root of this. There's just so much you're sitting on here that's good, and it's emotionally satisfying, and it's like something's been fulfilled here on a deep level, and it's time to release, like, the feeling or the drive of, I need to do more, I need to push myself more, because it's the end of that. It's time to, like, I'm feeling this moon energy coming in, this water energy. Maybe you've been in a really, like, spiritual place, maybe a really deep, and with Neptune and stuff, that's very possible, depending on where all that is in your chart and stuff. This could be very strong energy coming in, going, okay, this was the work, this is what you did, and this is what's done, and look at how much better off you are for it now. And there's still something here, you're still connected to. You have not became distanced, or you never were distanced from something you are connected to. There's just this feeling here of feeling confused, or really kind of far away from something. But I feel like it has something to do with what you need yet to, it's not far away from you, and you aren't far away from it, because it's interconnected. There's no distance there. It's right there, right behind, right by your side, right behind you. You just may need to look at things differently. That's what I'm getting. This doesn't feel bad at all. It feels really good. It feels like there's been a lot of messages, a lot of communication, maybe with you, your guides, the work. Okay, yes, freeing yourself from this. It's Eight of Swords. So this is keeping yourself stuck, because there's a lot of thinking going on. Maybe that's what you're contemplating. What are we thinking about here? There's all this feeling here, and I feel like this thinking, overthinking, overanalyzing something is kind of getting in the way of, like, all this good stuff. That's what I'm getting. So let's see what's on the bottom here. The Queen of Stars, which is like the Queen of Earth, Queen of Pentacles. Really nice, kind of Empressy energy, at one with her environment, nature, very resourceful, uses what she has, very creative, thrifty, all that. Very good energy. So this could be either somebody maybe you're dealing with, or you could have strong earth. It's very earthy energy. But I'm a water sign, but I have a lot of Virgo, and it comes in like Queen of Pentacles is okay, let's see what we got here. Hold on. Queen of Pentacles is a lovely energy. Upheaval. This is Uranus. Okay. This is Uranus, which we are getting ready to have that Mars-Uranus upheaval. Unexpected liberation, which is freedom. Destruction of established patterns. It's like there's something here you're contemplating, like, I need to release this, or let this, whatever I've been doing, I'm thinking about this, and there's actually a lot of happiness here. There's actually a really strong, I know I'm strongly connected to something here. Why am I distancing myself from it? I'm thinking too much about it. Maybe I'm still looking at the past, and I need to let that go. I need to hear what's kind of coming in for me. I need to hear the messages. I need to understand all this, and it's feeling like very spiritual energy coming in. And I need to recognize my need to acknowledge that in my mind, because it feels like there's a disconnect from, like, wanting to acknowledge something, because it's like the mind's in the way. The mind is the window, it's the window between you and the moon, you and your maybe shadow work. This could have to do with shadow work that's just coming in, or you and your the emotions that you feel about this. Maybe you've, there's just this feeling of freeing yourself from feeling or keeping yourself away from something that you feel very strongly about. And you have been contemplating this in a mature way. The King of Cups. And it's a very caring, loving, understanding energy, the King of Moons. But it's that water energy, just holding on, just in control of the emotions, completely in control of the emotions. But they're there. It's not there. It's all over. It's all over this. There's something deep and knowing and maybe psychic and emotional even about this understanding. You've understood you are connected. You're connected. Whether this is like, hey, I'm connected now. Like I feel connected to everything. Or I know this is a connection. Or I know this is for me. But there's still this feeling of like, be mindful not to miss what is there, because you're maybe looking back, thinking too much about all that you've been carrying. It's time to release this. It does feel like kind of some past energy here. Purposeful action. That is definitely this Knight of Wands. Purposeful action towards the Two of Moons. It's like you know something needs to happen or is happening anyway. And it says assertive, focused direction, overcoming obstacles. Exactly. I feel like the obstacle here, you guys, is overthinking maybe the past. There's a need to release yourself from some thought pattern or thought process that you've been carrying for a very long time. And I think you are in contemplation about that. You are aware of that. You're self-aware of this. With the King of Moons right before it, you know this in a very deep level. And you know there's really deep happiness there. And there's also this Two of Moons and this need to like take some real focused energy towards what you're already connected to. I almost feel like don't deny like there's this connection you have, whether this is on the bottom, calm surrender, a pause, find peace in letting go. A new perspective offers clarity. And that's what this releasing this Eight of Wands and a new perspective, that's Five of Cups or Five of Moons. It's just changing your perspective, changing the way you're seeing something to see it as it is. There's the Two of Cups here. There's this distancing you may have been doing, or you may be still doing, that you know there's some kind of action you need to take. And it is going to be like, what am I doing? Like with this unexpected liberation, it's going to be like, this has to happen for this connection to happen, or that this has to happen in order for this to be built. This pattern has to go for me, or I have to stop looking at that in order to see this. I have to, it's interesting. Yeah, it's really, really nice energy. There's something big here, like a whole shift in like connecting to something and the way you see yourself connecting to it or understand your connection to it. But you know there's some kind of action. It's like you've been doing some work here, but it's like time to like see it differently now. Maybe you've been working on that perspective, the way you see things. Let's see what you need to surrender. Okay. Surrender your attachment to results. This stillness that I can definitely feel in this reading, like you may not be seeing what this is, but you know it's there. You know you're connected to it. You can feel it. You're deeply in tune and in touch with this moon energy right now. I think we all are feeling this, but it says the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen. Not wait for that sign or that, you've already gotten the message, it seems. The message is there. You already seem to understand that, but it's just going to require you drop some burdens, some baggage you've been carrying. And I think that baggage has something to do with looking at the past and maybe thinking too much, overthinking, thinking there was maybe more there than here. Or you're better off in this position than connected to anything else. Like I'm better off like here. I'm happy right here in hermit mode by myself. But there's just this knowing that there's something you're connected to that is requiring some kind of energetic like action on your part to do what you can to acknowledge and kind of surrender to that connection. Whatever this is. This could be love, you guys. This could be there's a lot. Whew. Then let go of the results. So don't have any expectations. Just energetically connect yourself, and maybe even that's what I'm feeling. It's like you maybe kind of keep going back into yourself instead of moving closer to what it is you want to connect to, or you already are connected to, but you actually would like it to feel closer to get that 10 of moons. This is you. But this is you wanting to share it with somebody, like maybe what you've learned, maybe what you've gathered. And it's a lot. You need to share something with somebody now, and you know that there is some kind of thing you have to share with somebody, and it's going to require that you connect yourself. You acknowledge that they, that's the thing, they, by they or the situation, is connected to you anyway. And we all have that same, we've all went through the same energy, really. It's like so many times we'll go into ourselves and we'll just discover so many new things and get so many new insights and stuff. And it's like, who am I going to share this with? Who am I going to tell this story to? Who am I going to connect to? You're already connected. It's just that overthinking or letting something from the past stop you from moving forward. Something, maybe even something emotional. It says holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. So not throwing out any I would even go to say maybe not even any thoughts about how it's going to turn out. Try not to even think about maybe even just maybe stop overthinking this. You're connected to something here that's huge, that's good, that's you already are in a good place emotionally. You're in a very good place emotionally. So I can understand why you would not want to connect to things outside of yourself if you're sitting, in control, up on that rock, out of the water. You're not drowning in the crap. And by crap, I don't mean emotions or crap, because we learn so much and those are there to teach us, to guide us. But you've climbed out of that. Like, you're sitting in a place where you're satisfied, you're happy, you are fulfilled with what you have found or grown, what you have grown through emotionally, what you've learned. But it's like time to and this was like a lot of earth stuff causing, of course it's earth matters that cause us to feel and to have to reevaluate the way we handle situations emotionally and the way we handle connecting to people or not connecting to people. It's time to release, and it's something from the past here that did that you may still be looking at, and it's just time to move forward. That's what I'm getting, let's see. And yeah, we got that high priestess on the bottom there, which is just that knowing. It's just knowing what you need to do and listening to the messages that have already came in for you or are coming in for you, depending on where you're at with this. And that calm surrendering to this. Let go. A new perspective, something really big, new coming in about your connection to something, someone, maybe yourself, maybe just the way you see things, maybe some shadow work you've gotten through with the moons all over this. There's a lot here, you guys. We are going through a big shift. I hope this does help somebody, and I hope it resonates with somebody, because it's really nice. This is really nice energy with the moons and the release of a lot of stuff here that just needs to happen. And it looks like, yeah. And then on the split, we got the moon also. The moon, I mean, it's huge. And this probably has been happening big time if you go back to our last full moon, Capricorn, and then our new moon, Cancer, and then our upcoming full moon, Capricorn. It's crazy how much energy has just been kind of sitting there, and we've psychically and kind of energetically been sifting through it in that high priestess. That kind of, it feels like you're kind of doing it behind the scenes kind of thing, you're sifting through this stuff behind the scenes. And then we got the Wanderer, which is a lot like the Hermit, only this is about venturing out. And the moon in this is different. I am going to read that Wanderer, because as I was talking about that, this Wanderer comes through, and this is one of those special cards in the deck. It could be about just traveling outside of maybe that inner contemplation. Here we go. The first of 3 unique cards in this deck. This card represents I am. Yes, this is feeling connected to the I am presence. I am connected to this. I already have this. It's already a part of me. I'm already a part of it. There's not a disconnect, but there's something, the mind is kind of creating a barrier. It's interesting. It says the multidimensional part of our consciousness. It is your past, present, future self combining to make up the sum of you as a spiritual being in your physical body. It is your connection to source energy and the ability to manifest. This card is asking you to connect with your I am presence. I am connected. I am this. I am all of it, and it is all of me. I love that. To interact with others. I knew this was coming in because there's been some kind of purposeful isolation or purposeful I don't want to say detachment because it's already connected. There's not you can't, I always say this, but like we can lie to ourselves and say, I'm not connected to that, or I don't love that, or I hate that person, or no, that ain't my business. That ain't me. But deep down on this whole level, you know you're connected to it all. Deep down, you know the truth. You really are. And this is that realization I feel coming in for a lot of us right now, because this is a collective message. So I am feeling that. So it's to interact with others from a place of love, to be mindful and appreciate the moments you find yourself in, every moment. Just kind of sitting back and relishing in the now. The I am here, I am present, and I'm awake, and I'm aware, and I'm highly in tune and connected. And that's a good thing. It's good. It's a reminder of the importance of being present in everyday life. Yes, make yourself very present energetically. That's what I was feeling with that Knight of Wands. Energetically being present in your connections. Whether this is multiple connections or just maybe one special one, or maybe this is your connection with spirit, God, your highest self, whatever, or your deepest DNA parts of yourself. However you look at all of how this energy is there. It is there. It exists. And how you connect to it in your mind is for you to, I don't want to say figure out, but make sense of, because that's what our brains try to do, is try to make sense of things. But this reading was really saying, don't try to make sense of this. There's too much thinking going on. Just connect. Just be in the now. Just know that you are part of this all. And that is a great message for us all. We are a part of this, always have, always will. And to surrender, calm surrender, understand that different perspective is coming in for everybody. And I always say this, there's always going to be people that don't want to see it, but there's absolutely, I've been feeling this powerfully. There's absolutely no denying that you're a part of nature, and you're a part of much more than maybe you even want to be. At times I feel like people just don't want to be a part of everything, because then that makes them responsible for everything. But it doesn't. It makes us a part of it makes us responsible for our part in everything. Okay. And that means speaking from your heart. That means being present. That means being aware. That means being alert. That means being present and being mindful of the energy that you are, and bringing that into the real world, the physical, in the best possible place the best possible energetic place you can possibly be, which it looks really good. The King of Cups, very level, very mature, very understanding, and very listening, very there, very present with those he shares his space and time and energy with. He's there. He's support. He's it's a really great energy. And that Nine of Cups, he has a lot to share too. Just don't hold yourself back from these moments right now. You guys, we're going through a lot of energy shifts and a lot of stuff, and it's really good stuff. It really is. Even if it doesn't necessarily look, and I wasn't seeing anything that looks negative, but even at that, even if some things are crumbling or feel like they're falling down around you during this next couple weeks, month, whenever I do my next, just in between here and there, know that it's happening for you, and you are a part of it. And it's like it said, like there's a multidimensional energy right now, as we are in the most intense energy of this. It's Neptune and Pisces and Saturn saying, no, you can't dream that big, or you can't, but then also there's that feeling of like, hey, you need to see this. You need to see this reality too. So I'm getting like this, see reality, but they're two, one you can see, one you can see. Bring those together. It's very, very, it's much easier said than done when you're in it and you're living with all this, the human conditions, we keep wanting to look back. No, we keep wanting to overthink things. We keep wanting to question everything. When we feel this connection, and not just, we do it all the time because we're either afraid of getting hurt, or we're afraid that it ain't gonna work out again, or everything's gonna crumble. This is part of the rebuilding, the destruction, reconstruction. It's just like our seasons, you guys. Uranus is, and Pluto, it's just we're just rebuilding here. And first we need to let go of everything that we're holding on to from the old to rebuild. And that is the message, you guys. That is what I'm getting. So I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for coming and watching the video. I hope it helps somebody. And I hope you guys have a really good day. And until I see you next time, take care of yourselves. Thank you.